and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm Jessica Gatso. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Friday, February 28th. Your top story, a shouting match in the Oval Office.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. 45 northbound on the ramp to get onto I-43, the northbound Rock Freeway. It looks like we've got the left shoulder blocked with a crash, so you want to be careful through that area. Otherwise, slowdowns on 43 from Capitol Drive, pretty much all the way down through the Marquette interchange. On the northbound side, we got some backups from North Avenue all the way up past Burleigh. Westbound 94 is backed up from 25th to Mitchell Boulevard, and eastbound's got some slowdowns as well from about 68th Street through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A wind advisory is in effect until 6 p.m. for all of southeast Wisconsin. Tonight, partly cloudy and still blustery, a low of 17 with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 28. It's 53 degrees in Milwaukee at 3 o'clock. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a shouting match in the Oval Office. President Trump, Vice President Vance, and Ukrainian President Zelensky raising their voices and talking over each other during a discussion of a possible ceasefire deal to end the war. Zelensky departing the White House without holding a previously scheduled press conference with President Trump. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
President Trump canceled that press conference, and he also put out a statement on his social media and said that it is amazing what comes out through emotion. He said he determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved, and said that Zelensky feels U.S. involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. The president said, "I don't want advantage, I want peace."
Zelensky also departing the White House without signing a mineral deal. Pope Francis is on a breathing machine after suffering a sudden episode of respiratory difficulty today, according to the latest medical update from the Vatican. The Vatican says the episode was complicated by vomiting, some of which he aspirated. Medical staff treated that aspiration issue before putting the Pope on the mechanical ventilation. The Vatican adds that the pontiff, quote, remained alert and oriented at all times. New details about what was found in the home of Oscar winner Gene Hackman, who was found dead with his wife and their dog in their New Mexico home on Wednesday. ABC's Alex Stone.
When Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies did a search of Gene Hackman's home, we now know from court documents what they retrieved. 2 green cell phones, thyroid medication, blood pressure, chest pain meds, Tylenol, blood lab test records that were apparently printed out in the home, and a 2025 monthly planner the couple had in their home. That could help lay out a timeline of when they were last alive. The sheriff indicating with no signs of injuries to their bodies that it will take autopsies to know how Gene Hackman and his wife died.
High levels of lead forced the temporary closure of a Milwaukee public school. Milwaukee Health Commissioner Michael Todoritis outlines the reasons for closing Trowbridge Elementary School in Bayview.
We found lead hazards on top of remediated surfaces and the unsafe lead work that we observed. Those pieces, again, were different from the previous work. So again, we flagged those and, made this plan to do the voluntary closure.
Around 280 students and staff will transition to the Wisconsin Conservatory of Lifelong Learning on Monday while the health department works on cleaning Trowbridge. The health department confirmed there are no additional cases of lead poisoning reported in the district. The Milwaukee VA isn't the only veterans hospital to see job cuts this week.
More than a dozen Veterans Affairs workers were fired in Madison this week. It's all part of the latest cuts to the federal workforce by DOJ. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says all in all, 16 were terminated out of Madison, including one disabled veteran. Earlier this week, the paper says 10 were fired from the Milwaukee VA. In Toma, no word on the number of staff cut there, but Congressman Derek Van Orden did tell the Journal-Sentinel there have been adjustments in the staffing. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Microsoft says it's shutting down Skype following a more than 2-decade run for the video calling and messaging platform. CBS Business reporter Jason Brooks has the details.
Microsoft's president of collaborative apps and platforms, Jeff Tepper, says in the announcement that the company will retire Skype this May, saying that it fell well behind rival services such as Zoom and Slack during the pandemic, unable to benefit from the remote work trend. Skype users are being encouraged to migrate to Microsoft's free Teams app, and for a few days will allow users to log into Teams with their Skype credentials, allowing the transfer of Skype chats and contacts.
Microsoft acquired Skype in 2011 for $8.5 billion. Coming up, not Bucks, but Bulls at Fiserv Forum. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:04.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Save big money on everything for your next painting project right now at Menards. Keep your walls in trim protected with Scotch Blue Sharp Lines Painter's Tape. This multi-surface tape can be easily removed without leaving behind residue, making it perfect for your next painting project. Save big money on Sharp Lines Painter's Tape. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:06. Professional bull riding returns to Milwaukee this weekend with the PBR's 2025 World Championship.
Austin Richardson is the 7th-ranked professional bull rider in the world. He's back in Milwaukee looking to grow in the rankings.
We get drafted like football players, baseball players, stuff like that. And if we don't do good, we don't get paid.
Many of the best riders in the world hail from Texas, Oklahoma, and Brazil. Wait, what?
A lot of Brazilians came over in the early stages of the PBR when it first started, like Adriano Moraes. He's a 3-time world champion, and now it's half the guys are Brazilian, and they're really good.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, That's All Sports Desk. The surging Bucks have won 6 of their last 8 games. Bucks head coach Doc Rivers on the key to the Bucks' recent success.
We've been very good defensively. It's definitely something we're going to watch and teach and show that we can do it every night. We have to.
The Bucks begin a 2-game road trip Saturday night in Dallas against the Mavericks. The Brewers are on the field in Scottsdale today, facing the Giants in Cactus League play. Right now in the 3rd inning, Giants are leading 4-1. Christian Yelich is expected back in the Brewers lineup next week. Our next broadcast is scheduled for Saturday at 2 o'clock. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:07.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Live from the Baird Center at the Milwaukee Auto Show, it's Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Hey, welcome to Wisconsin's Afternoon News, broadcasting live from the Auto Show, the Metro Milwaukee Auto Show. Fantastic. This is stunning and beautiful. It's inside the Baird Center.
I haven't been on this side, have you?
Just for a couple minutes during the convention, but it's all on one level.
Third floor. Yeah, it used to be
beautiful.
on 3 different levels. The auto show's awesome.
So the cool part about this is that you not only get to see the cool cars, but you get to see the beautiful Baird Center. So if you haven't been in yet, come on down. This is a great, great thing. All right, let's get to what we're tracking today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
All right, the first thing is observations from here at the Auto Show.
Yeah. Well, look at the beautiful big windows.
Oh,
it's bringing in a lot of heat, even though it's super windy
it's true.
out.
And light, too.
So when I first walked in, you walk in right to the Ford dealership area. And I saw a line for somebody to get up on and hop onto this robotics. And I was like, what is this? So I asked a guy because there's a line. And you can do a simulated Ford Mustang GT. And it looks like you're at the Le Mans.
It's cool.
In France. And it's a 24-hour. It's one of the world's most best-known automobile racing tracks. And so I thought that was super cool.
It's super cool. So you saw that. I came in and I walked past that. Then I also wanted the Ford area because I have a Ford Explorer, and it's my favorite vehicle I've ever seen or had. The agate black Ford Explorer that's here is gorgeous. I'm going to have to roll into Jim Griffin and say, I need one of those. And you can see it here at the Auto Show. I also saw a $113,000 Grand Wagoneer. A lady was stepping out of it, and she said, it's so comfortable. And I was thinking, man, for $113,000, it ought to be comfortable.
My eyeballs almost fell out when I saw that.
I saw another thing that you would absolutely love. You're a Subaru girl?
Yes.
And in the Subaru area, there's puppies.
That is amazing. What kind of puppies?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't get close enough because there's people everywhere. But I saw them on people's laps. You can go in there. It's really, really cute.
When you buy a car, usually they like to give back, and one of them is to give money to local adoptions.
So come on out. We are here at the Auto Show until 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
you need
say
to come
hi.
out.
For sure.
Hey, the second thing is also transportation related. It's about aviation and one of our favorite places, EAA in Oshkosh. They are honoring the first black naval aviator for Black History Month. A permanent exhibit they're putting up at EAA for a guy named Jesse Brown. He was the first black fighter pilot in Navy history. Born in Mississippi, enlisted in the war during a time when there was still rampant segregation. He became so beloved in his unit that in the Korean War, his plane crashed, and there was almost no chance he would be found alive. Another guy in his unit crashed his plane on purpose. He landed on the same mountain so he could get out and try to save Ensign Brown.
Wow.
And Brown was dead in his airplane. The guy who crashed on purpose almost died in his airplane as well. He survived. Brown now is being honored. He died at the age of 24, but a historic figure in American history.
Number 3, since we're at the Auto Show and transportation related, Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport is really going to compete and get millions of more dollars. And they're competing with O'Hare. So they are about to embark on this huge project. They're going to transform a significant part of the 440th Airlift Wing, and when completed, it's going to be a new air cargo facility to accommodate up to 5 Boeing 747s at a time. So they hope that the expenses that they have will generate over and over about $2.3 million in annual growth for people who want to lease, or if they want to rent, and fees, and for the aircrafts to be there to update them and everything. So I thought that was super interesting. 337,000 square feet.
A great use of that space, which has sat empty, largely empty for quite some time. Hey, we've got a great show coming up. Up next, you've probably been hearing about this all day. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office, the exchange that went explosive and has now gone, I hate this term, but viral. It's every single place that you're looking. We're going to play some of the audio from you and have a live report from Washington, D.C. It is really stunning. We'll do that up next. And then Jim Tolkien, the guy in charge of the Automobile Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee, will be with us here live at the Auto Show. That is in 20 minutes. It's Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Get
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
That's exactly it, Jim.
Hi, it's WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge. It's happening tomorrow. You have plenty of time to still sign up. Go to plungewi.org. John and I were going to be there.
Yeah, we are.
I'm going to be dressed up as Little Mermaid because I raised $3,000.
I'm going to dress up as John Mercure getting in the water.
And it's not going to be happening at Bradford Beach. That's a really big reminder. It's been moved to Muskego Park because there's too much ice in Lake Michigan. So it's going to be a lot better. It's a lot more than just a chili challenge. It's an opportunity to make a huge impact for more than 9,000 athletes with disabilities. So I hope that you do it and have fun. It's like a talking piece after you do it, especially.
Yes, check it off your bucket list. Come do it with us. Come do it.
PlungeWI.org. Go to PlungeWI.org.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Hey, traffic and weather. It's quarter after. It's time for Debbie Lazaga. How we doing out there, Deb?
Well, we've got a crash on southbound 43 right at the ramp from Locust. Looks like the left lane is blocked. Tow truck's up on the scene there. Hopefully it'll be gone pretty soon. But right now it's kind of everybody shifting over to those two right lanes. So careful as you're heading through. It is going to be pretty slow from south of Hampton down to that point. More delays then after that from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Northbound slowing down right around the North Avenue curve. And then eastbound 94, watch for delays from 70th Street all the way through to 35th, with westbound slowing from 35th to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, blustery, a low of 17 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 28. Sunday, sunny, a high of 36. Monday, a chance for a wintry mix, a high of 42. And on Tuesday, a chance for rain, a high of 46 degrees. An explosive exchange in the Oval Office today. It was President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, in the Oval Office. We were told they were coming to discuss a mineral deal between Ukraine and the United States, and it turned really ugly really fast when Trump and Vance
leaving early
insisted that Zelensky apologize. Listen, this is just a little sample of the exchange.
You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful.
It went on from there. It was like 3 minutes of nonstop. Mary Alice Parks covers the White House and joins us from Washington. I guess, Mary Alice, let's start with what is the reaction there as all the rest of us across America, including in Milwaukee, try to digest what happened?
Yeah, I think still a lot of shock. Reporters, but more importantly, European allies, leaders around Washington trying to digest what happened. We've never seen a scene like that play out in the Oval Office. It seemed as though Vice President J.D. Vance in particular wanted to deliver a dressing down, wanted to publicly berate Zelensky. I mean, Vance has been incredibly skeptical of Zelensky in the past, has talked about wanting to have a seismic shift in U.S. foreign policy, cut funding and support of Ukraine. And he said that Zelensky didn't seem grateful enough and appreciative enough. Zelensky had a hard time when there were repeated questions about whether the United States viewed Russia as the aggressor. You know, remember that that in the last few days we've heard President Trump call Zelensky a dictator and sort of dodge questions about whether Russia actually was the one that invaded Ukraine like we all know that they did. Zelensky also clearly had a hard time when there were repeated questions about what security guarantees Zelensky and the Ukrainians would get. What would stop Russia from backing out of a ceasefire deal? What would happen if Russia invaded again or invaded a neighbor? President Trump basically said he didn't want to engage in hypotheticals, and Zelensky said that those hypotheticals mattered a whole lot.
Hey, Mary Alice, we're going to ask you to call right back. We're having a hard time with your connection, so if you hang up, please call back. Brandon will take your call. That's okay. What you're saying is important. We want to make sure we can hear it. So please call right back. Brandon, in the meantime, as you answer her call back, play the big chunk because that's really at the heart of all this. Can you play the big piece, the 2-minute piece of the argument?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have
You're playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America.